Hi and welcome to Ryvis Rambles, where I talk about whatever the f I want. And in today's video, I want to talk about the movie Nope. Nope is a movie about a pair of siblings who discover something above the ranch and try to capture it on camera. And what that something is, well, that's obviously spoilers, but trust me, it's not what you think. But if you're only interested in my opinion, you can jump to this part. First thing we see is an ape drenched in blood. It then cuts to a guy called OJ who works on a horse ranch. While talking to his dad, it suddenly rains coins, one of which pierces his dad's head and kills him. OJ's family also trains horses for movies and such. And about 6 months after his father's death, OJ has taken over his position as horse trainer. While he's on a movie set, he tells the crew that a horse needs a break. But the film crew wants to keep on filming. Since they refuse to listen to him, the horse has a brief, violent outburst. Luckily, no one gets hurt, but they still lose the gig. Together, they drive to a theme park, which is owned by Ricky because OJ wants to sell the horse to him. The ape we saw in the beginning was also a trained animal for movies, and Ricky was part of the show it worked on. All we know about what happened so far is that one of the chimps that played Gordy hit his limit, to say it in Ricky's words. Anyways, back at the ranch, weird stuff starts happening. Horses disappear, electricity goes off for a moment, and so on. While following one of the horses that went a bit crazy, OJ sees something odd. He's more of a rationalist, so he can't really believe it himself when he tells his sister what he saw. Em looks up how much money they could make with a pic of the UFO, so they decide to buy surveillance cameras. The tech guy and electronics store employee Angel helps them set up the cameras because he wants to be part of that UFO crew so badly.
I mean, you're really not gonna tell me what the fuck is going on?
You'll know soon enough.
Oh, cool, cryptic. Fucking dicks.
While OJ and his sister decline his support, he still remotely monitors their footage, which probably is illegal. OJ and Em try to lure the UFO with a fake horse as bait, but fail to get it on camera because one camera is blocked by a bug and the other went down. Even though they failed in their endeavor, Angel noticed something peculiar. A cloud that's not moving. Having that confirmation, they come up with an elaborate plan to lure out the UFO. Since all electricity turns off when the aliens are active, they can't use electronic devices to capture the UFO on their phones, for example. Hence, Em wants to recruit a professional, Antler's host, who usually records wild animals. He first declines, but later changes his mind after all once he realizes that they're onto something. So, aliens are real, but they're not as we'd expect a weird humanoid being. Instead, the aliens are the UFO, and the beam that teleports humans and horses and so on into the UFO isn't a beam at all, but suction from its mouth. The aliens are like wild animals, sucking their prey from the ground straight into their stomach, where they get digested like snakes digest their prey, alive. However, it seems aliens can't digest inorganic things, which is why metallic stuff like coins and watches are discharged, one of which killed OJ's dad. To survive, you have to avoid looking at the aliens, or looking up at all, because the aliens identify anything with eyes as their prey. So what is OJ and Em's plan? They set up a bunch of these inflatable figures across the ranch, because they will turn off during alien activity, indicating there's an alien nearby. OJ will serve as bait with eyes on a hoodie, and once the alien is lured out, Antlers films the alien with a non-electrical camera. Unfortunately, their plan doesn't quite pan out. Well, except it actually kind of did, but then Antlers sacrifices himself to get a better shot, but is consumed along with his camera instead. With his action, he put the life of the 3 others in danger. Angel, who's become my favorite, survives by a stroke of dumb luck, while OJ strikes the alien to protect Em. Em flees to Ricky's theme park, where she manages to take the money shot with a good old Polaroid camera. The alien has transformed in the meantime, probably because it's enraged or frustrated because its snacks keep on escaping. Also, the theme park is completely empty, by the way, because Ricky knew about the alien as well and wanted to make a spectacle out of it.
Ladies and gentlemen, I kid you not. We are being surveilled by an alien species I call the viewers.
However, the alien couldn't be domesticated and consumed all of the spectators instead of the horse, which was supposed to serve as a sacrifice. Which is kinda ironic, because Ricky should know nothing good comes out of domesticating wild animals. The ape we saw in the beginning that worked with Ricky completely lost it on set after one of the balloons on set popped. The chimp had, similar to the horse, a violent outburst, probably because it was overworked or due to sensory overload. It then attacked most of the humans on set, all but Ricky. So Ricky was the only one to survive the massacre, but obviously didn't learn anything from it. Anyways, OJ, and OJ, and Angel survive, and the movie ends with their money shot of the alien. So, first of all, I hesitated to watch this movie for a long time because it's marketed as a horror movie. But in the end, my curiosity won, and I'm glad it did, because it's not spooky or creepy at all. A bit gory maybe, but that doesn't bother me. The movie's horror is mainly atmospheric. There are no ghosts or anything like that, and the aliens don't look scary either. There's just a mini jump scare which simultaneously is a red herring for the true appearance of the aliens. In fact, I think the movie has a really interesting take on aliens. I love that the whole UFO is the alien, and that the beam thingy is actually a foot-hole thingy which sucks the prey into its stomach? I love that it digests its prey alive like a snake, and I love that you get only eaten when you look at it. It gives the aliens such a animalistic instinct and behavior. I also love, and am kind of scared of, its evolution. It's so pretty, but also terrifying. Simply amazing. And while the movie has quite the eerie atmosphere, it's so fucking funny. One of the many examples is when they buy the surveillance cameras.
Okay, all right, cell phones, they don't just drop in power, right? I mean, maybe your Wi-Fi drops out whenever your system dips. So, that's technology. Okay, or maybe you're in a UFO hotspot.
No one believes in that.
And how they're saying nope a lot. The best one being when OJ looks straight up at the alien. But honestly, I think that's the most sensible reaction. In my notes, I wrote that I didn't understand the whole thing with... I don't understand the endless thingy, but probably... And that's it. I don't remember what I wanted to write. But anyways, my new take is, which might have been past me's take as well, that he wanted to get a better shot of the alien by being as close as possible. Just shitty that he got sucked in with his camera. That wasn't very smart, to be honest. But oh well, rest in pieces. On the same note, Angel tying himself to the fence could have gone horribly wrong. Of course I'm glad he survived, but the force of the alien's suction and his body tied with barbed wires could have easily cut him to pieces. Just saying. And lastly, at first I didn't understand why the whole gaudy stuff was in the movie. In my opinion, everything and everyone has a purpose, so I tried to understand the purpose of gaudy, and I think in the end I got it. My guess is that the ape's animal instincts are a mirror to the alien's instincts, and well, that even if an animal is domesticated, it can still be unpredictable and have violent outbursts, especially if it's overworked. And I don't know if that was intentional, but the movie shows to some extent that we can't and shouldn't overwork animals like we do humans. In fact, if anything, not even humans should be overworked like that. One final thought. Back when I was at school, we sometimes had a creative writing assignment where we were given 3 random words that had to be combined into one cohesive story. And while watching Nope, I had the feeling that the movie started in a similar way. And if I had to guess the 3 words, it would be horses, clouds, and aliens. So yeah, my verdict is go watch the movie. What are you still doing here? Go watch it. And if you've already seen it, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If listening to random people talking about random stuff on the internet appeals to you, leave a like and subscribe. And if you have any topics you'd like to hear me ramble about, leave your suggestions in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching and have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye bye!